As you guys know that I have been inviting more people on my channel to share their journey so that they can inspire you guys. So today's video is going to be interesting because I'm not inviting a student, but I'm inviting a student dependent visa holder who managed to get visa sponsorship job by learning a new skill within the UK, and within 5 to 6 months he managed to get visa sponsorship job. So if you want to know his journey, which skills he learned, how he found a visa sponsorship job, and what was his challenges, make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey guys, I'm Sarika and welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. If you want to study in any of these listed countries, make sure to fill the form which is provided in the video description so that my team can reach out to you and help you in moving abroad. So without any further delay, let me introduce you guys to Karan. Hi Karan, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy.
Thank you, Sarika. Thank you for inviting me.
Karan, if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Hello, everyone. My name is Karan, and I'm working as an SEO in a digital marketing agency. And I got my sponsorship last year in 2022.
So how did you move to the UK, Karan?
I had my own business back home and in India, in Chandigarh. So I had my dumpling outlets, but because of the COVID that got closed, everything was shut down for 6 months, so I couldn't survive, and that's the time I decided to move to UK. And I moved on dependent visa with my wife. She was studying in Kingston University as a business and occupational psychology, and I was here on dependent visa.
Karan, you should consider dumpling outlet even here because it's quite famous. It will be famous, and especially Indians like us, we will definitely come out to you.
Yeah, definitely plan for the long journey, so we'll see how it goes.
Good luck. Okay, Karan. So because you had a business in India, so when you landed in the UK, what was your biggest challenge in terms of finding a job?
So when I landed in the UK, it was November 2020, and it was completely locked down. So it was hard initially, obviously, because there was nothing open. Only I knew that I'm going into the lockdown, and I will only find certain industries hiring at that particular moment. As soon as I land in the UK, it was 14 days quarantine, but I got a job in a warehouse on 15th day. So I was applying within the span of 2 weeks. But I know warehouse is an industry that I will have to look for the first few months and until things are opening up. So that's how I landed my first job in the Amazon warehouse for a couple of months. But I knew that is just for 2-3 months and I need to do something bigger.
How did you apply for Amazon's warehouse? Did you go directly to Amazon's website or was it different job sites?
Yeah, I've always preferred going to the company's job sites and applying through there than following up people who are particularly hiring manager. So on LinkedIn or find their email online. So I will always follow up after I apply any job.
Any job sites do you recommend to our audience?
I would recommend just directly apply through the company's website because I think they are more beneficial and you don't have much to worry about ATS. So even if your resume is not very much ATS friendly, then I would recommend, go through the company's website, apply through there. And there are many ways that you can find jobs. Just make sure that your companies are targeted companies where you want to go. And if you are working in a financial industry, you have a list of all the financial companies in the UK or in London, wherever you are living.
So you started with warehouse job and now you ended up with the SEO work, and that also with sponsorship. So I assume that you had no experience or knowledge about SEO, right? So this is commendable. I mean, you coming to the UK, you have no knowledge of this field. You learned that field, you mastered it, you got a job, and then you got a visa sponsorship job. So talk us through your journey when you were in a warehouse. What did you think, which are the skill sets that you should be learning, and why did you end up with SEO?
So I started with web development, and because I did that 6 months for 6 months in 2014. So I started with web development, but I got interest, but I was completely like, no, this is not something that I want to do for long term. There was a lot of jobs, and I know that there is potential sponsorship also in web development. Then I went for PPC, that is pay per click ads and all these things. That's part of digital marketing. But then I was like, no, that's fine. But then I again, look for SEO jobs. There was a lot of entry level SEO jobs, and that's the time that I started. I wanted to be in SEO, and I know that it's an industry that's going to be in demand in the next 10 years. So I always do my research, what's going to happen, and that's why I choose an SEO as my career.
Am I right in thinking that you learned everything on your own through different online platforms?
Yes. So initially, I got a job in a law firm as a digital marketing exec, and because digital marketing is a broad field, so I first went into digital marketing exec because that's the job that I could find at that moment after the Amazon warehouse. I wanted to get out, but in that span of 11 months, where I spent when I spent at a law firm, I learned that SEO is something that focusedly I want to be in, and I learned everything online. Even if I have to crack that interview, I wanted to mention it here. How did I crack it? So they were not expecting anything from me, but I created a full-fledged presentation for them. How will I improve their website performance? What will I do in the next 6 months plan? This is the growth that I will deliver. So they were not expecting anything, and they didn't ask me anything about anything on the interview. They were just saying about the salary discussion and negotiations. So always, prepare more than what they are expecting. So you won't find any problem by cracking interviews.
So you're saying you did that during your interview?
Yes. So my first interview was planned with a law firm, and they asked me for a regular interview, 30-minute interview. But I prepped myself with a presentation, and they were like, "Yeah, we can do 15 minutes for the presentation." So I delivered that, and after that, there were no questions.
Oh dear. Oh my God. This is mind-boggling. So you studied their website beforehand, before your interview, prepared the presentation, and you already made suggestions how you're going to improve their
Yes.
website and their performance, which will
Even
gain
yeah.
views and
Exactly. Even though I was not the master at that time, but you will have to show them that you know what you are doing. So that was quite beneficial for me.
No, this is quite commendable and this is quite unique. I've not heard too many people doing that. And I'm now not surprised that you ended up with a sponsorship job in such a short notice. Guys who are watching this video, I think this is a very important lesson for you guys. So guys, you have to be unique. You have to do more than needed. Just don't be a common crowd. Look at what Karan did. He studied their website. He found the gaps. He made recommendations and suggestions, and he presented those slides during the interview. So if you can go beyond more than what others are doing, you definitely have a time, and you can make a mark to the company, and they may not consider twice to give you sponsorship. Thank you, Karan. This was good learning for me and also for my audience, to be honest.
I wanted to mention one other thing. So with the job which I am currently in, which is sponsored by my agency, so they were not hiring at the moment. So that's why I ask people, even if they are not hiring, you should pitch them, you should sell yourself to them. So they were not hiring, but I pitched them. And how did I do that? They obviously, a lot of these agencies have clients, their client name on their website. So I went to one of their clients' website and created a presentation, and then I pitched directly to the CEO. This is something that you should do, and I'm looking for a entry level SEO position. So that's how they hired. They were not hiring anyone, but they hired me because just I went on to take an extra step and did what nobody was doing, basically.
This is really good, Karan. I didn't know that. I thought you just applied it and then you made presentation to add value, but you did something more. There was no job actually for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So for entry level position, because I knew these agencies don't mind paying 25K for entry level position, that's just peanuts for them. But for me, it was an opportunity to get into agency where I wanted to.
So another point to note, guys, this is how you can even find a job, even though jobs are not advertised or listed. You need to be unique, you need to be clever, you need to find a smart way. You have to be in front of the client, whichever way you find, either through LinkedIn or through the way which Karan just mentioned now. Okay, so Karan, next question from me. Karan, based on the study you have done for the UK market, what do you think, which skill sets are in demand now, and what students should be studying, whoever come to the UK?
So I think the skills should be, if you are in IT is a broad field, but if you look at some of the fields that have sponsorship, that have jobs, and then again, we'll talk about sponsorship license companies, but definitely data analytics, data science, then any technology you can do in web development. It could be PHP, WordPress, just be a master in one and you will be fine. Then you go for digital marketing, but within digital marketing, you will have to go into SEO or, into PPC, paid ads. There are sponsorship jobs in that also. So anything related to ID, but again, then if you're coming into, international business management course, then you should consider learning a skill side by side, because it's going to help you, and all these skills which I mentioned you are pretty much in demand.
So what are you learning next?
I'm learning Python. So I've started already, and my this year resolution was learning Python so that I can scale up my SEO. And but I have started last year, so this year resolution is learning Python so that I can upskill myself.
So what I'm learning from you is never stop learning, even though you have received visa sponsorship job or whatever is your goal. Even though you have achieved your goal, try for your next goal. Make goal and upgrade yourself, upskill yourself at all stages. From your Instagram story and your bio, I know you also you do like a newsletter. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I have a page, Karan in London, where I create videos, career videos, but I also have a newsletter which I sent every week, and that includes hidden jobs that are not available on Indeed, Read, and all these major job portals. But I scrape them through Python, and I try to incorporate that in email and send it to all the people who have subscribed it. So yeah.
If my audience want to subscribe to it, how can they do that?
So you can visit my website, which is karansachdeva.com, and just subscribe it from the immigrants newsletter.
So for you guys, I'm going to provide all the links in my video description and pinned comments. So make sure you go and check out Karan's page. And if you want to receive that newsletter, you can subscribe as well. And Karan, you are also on Instagram. What's your Instagram ID?
It's Karan _in_London, and where I do create videos about career and how to land a job.
Okay, thank you. So you guys can make a note of it and you can connect with Karan on Instagram as well. So Karan, last question from me. As you know, the UK job market is tough now. Recession, layoffs, and it's so competitive. If people who are on sponsorship, if they get laid off, they are given only 60 days to find a new job. What tips do you have for those people who are on sponsorship job?
Yeah, so I have a backup plan for that. So for example, I'm working as an SEO in digital marketing agencies, and there are around 5,000 marketing agencies in the UK, but not all of them have sponsorship license. So around 300 to 400 of them sponsorship license. So in the last 6 months, I have built connections with 6 to 7 different agencies, and I have built connections personally. I've met those people like director of SEO, head of SEO for all other agencies as well. So I built so many connections with them. So my backup plan is, if I got laid off today from my current agency, so I'm sure obviously out of 6 of them, 1 or 2 of them will be hiring. So I would be the person who will get interviewed because I've met them personally, and I will just ask them for a coffee on LinkedIn, and they will be happy to, because I'm currently working in that industry. So make sure, if you are working in a tier 2 sponsorship visa or any job profile, so build connection with the people who are currently working in the industry and within different companies. So this is something that you can do in order to minimize your risk if you get laid off from a current company.
So Karan, before we wrap this video, any kind of advice for anyone moving to the UK?
For the students who are already here, or for the students who are coming here, I would suggest them, learn a skill. It could be anything within IT, within web development, anything. You can learn it on free from YouTube, or you can take some help from academic from India. They are very cheap. So just try to build up your skills, and once you learn your skill, build up your portfolio as well. Because learning a skill not going to help you. Those days are over where you will just submit the CV and you will get the job, you will get the interviews. So build your portfolio, and then try to make up directly to the CEOs or hiring manager, even if they are not.
Okay, can you talk about what do you mean by portfolio for my audience? It may not be clear.
Portfolio is something that when I was doing, digital marketing exec, when I was working in a law firm, so I was doing audits for different clients. So I built a portfolio of these all audits and on my website, and I just send the link. These are all the audits which I have done. These are all the opportunities which I've seen on all these clients, for big clients like New Look, all these big ones. So I did everything for them, and just for free. But I was, increasing my knowledge and skills, and they saw it, and I didn't need a tweak on resumes or all these things, because I was doing something which nobody was doing.
Thank you very much, Karan, and thank you for being part of the show. And I hope there will be more and more people who will get inspired from you, and there will be more people who will come forward and share their success story like you are doing today. Thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you, Sarika.
Thank you, Karan.